Now to another issue that has got everybody talking. You would think in South Africa that we've got far better things to spend our money on, but apparently not. 22 million rand for a flagpole. The Department of Arts and Culture wants to erect the flag at Freedom Park in Pretoria. This has been a big subject, a big controversy for a few days now. Last night, JJ Tabane spoke to the Sports and Art Minister Nathi Mthethwa. This is what the minister said.
And in transforming this heritage landscape, amongst others, is building of museums, is building of monuments, is the changing of colonial and apartheid names, which is something we've been doing throughout the process. But the issue of the monumental flag must be understood from a broader context of deepening social cohesion in our country, in the sense that it's not an isolated flag. Some years ago, the department did a research, and the research findings was that the majority of the people of South Africa are not familiar with the national symbols. That's one area. And because of that, we then embarked on a variety of programs. One of such is #I'mTheFlag. And that program partnered with different sectors in society.
All right, so the minister says there's a broader context, we need to deepen social cohesion, and it's all about #I'mTheFlag. Well, our reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones has been speaking to ordinary South Africans to find out if they agree with the minister. And Pule, you've had some fascinating responses, haven't you? Good evening.
Well, definitely, Sally. You know, this has been met with a lot of negative reaction from the public, particularly around the amounts that has been spent to actually be channeled to this flagpole. Most importantly, many are saying, couldn't this money be, deviated to other, productive things such as recreational sports facilities, which could contribute to many communities in this country. Some of these facilities you'd know are actually, or rather remain in dilapidated services. If you travel around the country doing service delivery issues and stories, you'd realize that some of these parks, some of these football courts and netball courts have been badly dilapidated, and that's what a lot of people have been saying as to couldn't this money be used to actually fix these recreational facilities. But earlier on I got the opportunity to chat to some of the people in the streets, of course, to hear what they had to say about this matter. This was also coupled with the wrath that has been going on social media against the Minister of Arts and Culture. But I just wanted to lend the ear to what some of these people had to say earlier on when he spoke to them. Educational purposes.
No. No. A flag. Are you being serious?
Please.
A flag.
Yeah.
A flag. Yeah, 22 meters.
Looking at this situation that we find ourselves as a country, it's really shocking, because that money could have used for better things in our country, infrastructure, making sure that the roads, there's feeding schemes at school for the kids are working properly. But now, if you're going to throw money into the flags, really for me, it doesn't work for me. And I think we need to get someone to account to that.
Yeah, I mean, I think, Pule, we've got 99 problems in South Africa, but not being aware of our flag is not one of them. I love that lady's reaction where she just said, a flag? 22 million? I think that pretty much sums it up. But do you think the department's going to listen? I mean, we heard the minister speaking to JJ last night, sort of explaining why they think it's a good idea. With a strong public reaction, we have seen in the past certain monuments have been scrapped when the folly of them has actually been pointed out. Do you get a sense that the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture is going to listen?
Well, what's expected here is how they actually will react to the public outrage that has been currently going on for some time. You speak about some of these monuments. I can give an example of the Solomon Mahlangu monument in Pretoria, which remains in shambles. It's actually also littered around and costed the city of Tshwane just about 50 million back in 2015. So the department actually has to take some lessons here and see if they can actually try and fix this issue. Because what I can tell you, Sally, is that most South Africans are quite upset with this project. He told our colleague yesterday, JJ Tabani, that this was for educational purposes and that it will also contribute to the steel industry. But South Africans are not taking any of that. I mean, crazy reactions coming from the streets earlier on, with a lot of people telling us more should be done with this money. This money can actually be taken to good use to fix other recreational facilities, just like I said. This has also been coupled with a lot of bad reaction from political parties which have condemned this project, saying this money can actually be channeled for good use and not for a poll.
Yeah, where do you think it's going to go next? Have you tried to get hold of the department since the reactions today?
Well, I've tried to get hold of some of the guys at the departments, but that has been, of course, unsuccessful. I saw there were, of course, media reports earlier on circulating with the DG of Arts and Culture having spoken to some of the media colleagues regarding this, saying that this is also an opportunity to create jobs. But at the forehest of this, it seems as though there hasn't been any word as to this project having been scrapped. I mean, going back to the drawing board, of course, they'll have now to consider some of this public reaction to see as to whether they can halt the initiative and come up with a better way of actually creating the same initiative, but at a better, a cheaper cost, which will not cause such public outrage.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Pule Letshwiti-Jones, absolute outrage reaction to the news of a 22 million rand flag poll. Still